Hello everyone, my name is Amanda, as many of you may know, and I just wanted to get on here and give you guys the opportunity to ask questions about diet, training, anything you really want. I'm here to answer them. I just want to put it out there, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer, I don't have any certifications, I'm just a girl trying to get fit. And I just want to speak from personal experience how I've gotten to where I am today. And yeah, so I am going to open it up to questions. And if no one has questions, then I will just start rambling about myself. So, okay, first question, best BCAA. That's a good question. I don't take BCAAs, but when I have taken BCAAs in the past, I've used PE Science, and they're pretty tasty. I just get the sample packs when I get my big jugs of protein powder. So, hey Lexi and hey Maddie, how are you guys? Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. This is my first time doing a live, so you know, it might be a little rough, but it's okay. I'm all for being a little uncomfortable. And so yeah, well, that aside, I will start, I guess, just how I got started with fitness. So I am 19 years old, but back when I was 16, I actually used to be 60 pounds heavier than I am now, which is crazy. It's crazy to think back on that. So I was 200 pounds at my heaviest. That is so weird to think about now. Seems like a world away, but so yeah, I was really overweight, and it was January 1st that I actually decided to start my fitness journey. I know it was my New Year's resolution to lose weight finally, and I had a spring break trip coming up in April, so I'm like, you know, I got 4 months to get in shape. I want to look good on the beach, so I'm just gonna do this. And so what I ended up doing is I went cold turkey. So my diet was really bad. Yeah, that was the main reason I was big. I would eat basically shit. And so what I did is I just completely overhauled my diet. My staple foods, I remember, gosh, I loved almonds and eggs and ahi tuna and chicken, you know, basically all the health foods. And so I was always really active. I played soccer, tennis. I even played football in high school, believe it or not. I was the kicker, so little fun fact about myself. And so fitness on the exercise side was never an issue for me. It was always my diet. So I completely changed my diet, and I ended up losing, I lost 40 pounds in 4 months. So keep in mind, I was really big. So nothing too crazy, not too aggressive, but I was definitely in the place that I could lose weight that fast. And then over the course of the next 2, 3, 4 months, I lost an additional, 20 pounds. And that's when I was playing soccer 6 days a week for my high school team. And I was finally able to make the varsity soccer team, which was another huge motivator of mine because I was on JV for the first 2 years and I was kind of pissed, you know. Okay, let's see. I have a question. Which protein do I use? Okay, that's a great question. So I order all of my protein powder from a company called PE Science. And that's what I use to make my protein fluff and basically any type of protein recipe I come up with. And so the one I get is actually a blend of whey and casein. So in the past, I've used only whey. I used to do Optimum Nutrition, and I found that with just the whey, my stomach didn't exactly settle it as well. I don't know how to describe it, but I just felt really weird when I only used whey. So the blend is a lot better for me, and it works really well with baking, so I would highly recommend them. They have a ton of different flavors. So my favorite flavor is cake pop, but they also have they have peanut butter cookie, vanilla, you know. So you can see on my posts, like I use PE Science for all of my recipes and stuff. So hey to everyone who's joining. If you have any questions, just shoot them right here. I'm going to just keep talking about random stuff pertinent to this question and answer session. So in terms of where I'm going from here, so yeah, after the initial weight loss, I got really interested in lifting, because that's how I kind of supplemented my new diet. Is I would go to the gym and I would do cardio for 30 minutes, because I had a lot of weight to lose. Like I had to get that down. But I also lifted weights after I did cardio, because I started watching some YouTube videos. I'm like, dang, these girls look really good and they're lifting weights. Man, I want to be muscular too. So that's kind of where I was at. And when I first started lifting, I would only do legs, because I don't know why I only did legs, but it's partially why my legs are so big now. But I love the leg extension machine and the leg press machine. I would do those like every single day. But things have changed, but I was able to get pretty muscular. I made a lot of newbie gains because my diet was so good, and I kept my protein really high, about 1 gram per pound of body weight. So like now I would, back then, if I weighed 150 pounds, that's how much I was eating. So I kept my protein high, and on my diet to initially lose weight, I did not cut out carbs or cut out fats. It was well balanced. I had a protein, a fat source, and a carb source, and vegetable with every single meal. Nothing restrictive, because if I was too restrictive, I just knew that it would not end well. Let's see. Most guys skip leg day. I don't want to say too much on that. There's a lot of people at my gym who I never see them train legs. So if that's you, please do not skip leg day. Big legs are sexy. They are so sexy. And plus, who doesn't like big legs? I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. Where did I leave off of? Okay, so after I lost the 60 pounds, I was actually really thin. Like, I had some muscle, but not that much. I was really tiny. And so soccer season came around. I was doing a ton of cardio with soccer. So it was really after soccer season ended that I got really invested in weightlifting. So I adopted a push-pull leg split, and that's what I do today. So let's see. So Sunday is the start of my split. What I'll do is I'll always start the week off with a leg day. Always got to destroy my legs at first. Yes, I do play soccer. In high school, I played soccer, football, and tennis. So yeah, and so I start off with legs. So what I'll do is I'll emphasize on either my quads or my hamstrings, and I will always train glutes on a leg day. My glutes are something that I want to keep getting more developed, more defined. They will always be something I work on my leg day. So I'll start with, let's say, quads and glutes. So I typically train my legs every other day. If I'm too sore, then I'll just go ahead and do another upper body day. So that was the case this week. I destroyed my legs the other day, so I had to do 2 upper body days in a row. Not a big deal. So I do have 2 rest days a week. But then I'll do back and biceps, and then I'll do legs. So usually it's hamstrings and glutes. And then the next day I'll do shoulders and triceps with like calves and abs mixed in on those days. And then I'll do quads and glutes. So that's how I split up my split. I used to train 6 times a week, and I just found that I didn't go as hard if I trained 6 times a week. So that's why I wanted to tone it down to 5 days a week, and it's worked really well for me. What's your favorite muscle? Ooh, great question. Quads and glutes for sure. For sure. I love tearing up my quads and my glutes in the gym, and I just love the look of really thick, muscular legs. Yeah, that's just why I like training legs so much. I've been called thunder thighs a lot, and I don't know, I just like the big legs. And plus, when I played soccer, big legs were pretty important. I was a defender, so they really came in handy if some girl tried to knock me off the ball. I could slide tackle people pretty easily, get a little get a little rough on the soccer field. It was always helpful. Sounds like a solid routine. Yes, thank you. A lot of trial and error. I will tell you something funny. Back when I first started lifting, I did not know that the triceps existed. I know it's really cringy, but I just didn't know they were a muscle. So when I eventually found out that triceps actually existed, they were sore all the time because I was lifting them basically for the first time ever. So, oh gosh. I've learned a lot of trial and error, and honestly, it just about being consistent and sticking to a regimen that you can adhere to in the long run is what's going to make you successful. Anything that quick fixes, they just don't work. Like, I used to be there. I like that nickname, Thunder Thighs. Yeah, I like it too, to be honest. Thunder Thighs. It's funny. And yeah. Hey, big glutes and quads are explosion emoji. Yes, they are. Especially in a female. I don't know. They just look really good. So I think a lot of people can attest to that. So yeah, guys, if you don't train legs, please train them. You don't want chicken legs. But anyway, so that aside, so now my training is pretty intense. When I go to the gym, I don't screw around. Like, I do not go on my phone at all unless to film my workouts. That's the only time I'm on my phone. So if I'm in between sets, I am not texting. That is my biggest pet peeve. If you go to the gym, please do not sit on your phone and text, because a lot of people in my gym, they hog the machines, and it's not cool. I mean, like, if you're just gonna sit on your phone, why even go to the gym? Spilling the tea. But it's important, so I go really hard. I usually stay for about 60 to 90 minutes, nothing too insane. I used to go for 2 hours back when I was super skinny. I'm trying to get buff, but that's just excessive. You don't have to do 2 hours. If you can go really hard for like an hour, that's awesome. So usually I stick around 5 to 6 exercises. On a leg day, I'll probably do about 6, because, and also like glutes, they can handle a lot of volume. So on a leg day, I'll do like 3 glute exercises, really isolate them. Hello to everybody who is joining. Definitely 90% of people I see are on their phones. Yes, that's huge pet peeve. I find an issue with it when they're on the machine with their phones and I'm trying to get on that machine. Like, I'm trying to make gains. I'm not trying to work out my thumbs, so please move. But that's just my opinion. If you have a problem with that, then whatever. But so let's see, where did I leave off of? So yeah, gym. Okay, so nutrition. Do I take pre-workout? That's a good question. So in quarantine, what I would do is I would take an energy drink as a pre-workout, and it worked really, really great at first, but I would get these horrible caffeine crashes afterwards, and so I had to stop. I don't take any caffeine or any pre-workout now. Actually, I take that back. Last week I did try a pre-workout sample from PE Science. I used to take a pre-workout from Optimum Nutrition. I'm not sure what it's called specifically, but it was a pre-workout, and that worked really well. I had someone give me C4. That stuff is insane. Like, I'd get horrible headaches after my workout, and I just have to like die in my bed for a couple of hours. So that's just not for me. I can get pretty hyped for a workout without pre-workout. I just listen to some hard rock, that's my favorite kind of music, and just get in a good headspace. And I also have a workout partner who can hype me up if I need it. C4 is the worst. Yeah, it was just too much. Some people have high caffeine tolerance, but like when I was in college, this past semester, I definitely had a high caffeine tolerance because I was drinking almost 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day just to stay awake, because I'd get up at 5 in the morning to go work out before class. So when quarantine hit, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I really found that I was pushing myself way to the limits. I was getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Not good. And sleep is really important, by the way. Like, do not slack on your sleep. Sleep is very helpful if you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle. I mean, all in all, just, it's important for life and your basic functions. So yeah, college was pretty rigorous. I had a huge packed schedule, so I had to work out in the morning because I just simply didn't have enough time, and then I'd have work after my classes. So I was on that grind. I wasn't gonna let excuses get in the way of what I wanted to do. And interestingly enough, so since I live so close to where I go to college, I go to the University of Notre Dame, if you guys didn't know. I live so close to there that I would just go home and cook my own meals for dinner, so I could weigh out my food and get the food that I really can't get in the dining hall, and I would just keep it in my mini fridge in my dorm. Let's see, what are you working out today? Oh, today's a rest day, so I've been doing Friday, Saturday rest days. Yeah, that just works the best for me. So yesterday I went to the beach. Even though it was a rest day, I got about 20,000 steps, and there are these huge dunes, Warren Dunes State Park, if you want to look it up. The dunes are absolutely huge, and it was basically a mini leg day because climbing up those dunes burned my calves, my hamstrings, and my glutes. I mean, those dunes don't play. Let's see. Sleep quality is important. Probably the best. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. Please don't slack on your sleep. Like, I find that if I don't get a lot of sleep, then I'm just kind of a bitch. Get really bitchy and unhappy. So sleep is important. I love your cooking on your profile. Okay, I really appreciate that. I do try really hard with my cooking. I know to some people, some of the things I make might not look the best, but you know what? I've been experimenting in the kitchen ever since quarantine started, and I've had just ample amounts of time. I cannot tell you, quarantine was amazing. I lost weight. I was able to train super hard. I got to see my family a lot, and I was able to refine my cooking skills. So I learned how to cook, and we actually got a new grill, so I've been grilling a bunch of chicken and salmon and stuff like that. And I wish I could cook like you. Hey, just look at my recipes and you can cook like me too. I just try to keep it simple. And you know what, I know that frozen vegetables might get a bad rap, but honestly, frozen vegetables are so nice. For dinner last night I had cauliflower tots. So they're supposed to be potato tots or whatever they're called. Tater tots, that's the word. So they tasted really good. They take 30 seconds to make in the microwave. Okay, I have a question. Do you ever have an untracked meal? No. I know that sounds crazy. No, I do not. I just find that if I count my macros and I know everything that's going in my food, I'm going to be a lot more adherent to my plan. I don't know. If I have an untracked meal, I get anxious. I know that sounds crazy, but I just love knowing what I'm consuming to a T. And macro tracking for me has just become second nature. I've been tracking macros probably for about 2 years, and that is another reason why I was so successful. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. And so I find that if I have untracked meals, I don't know what it is, my appetite just goes through the roof, and then I just start justifying snacking on other stuff. I know this is something I need to work on, but if I can stay extremely adherent using macro counting, then I'm just going to keep doing that. And a thing on macro counting, what I do is I actually pre-track all the food I'm going to eat the night before in MyFitnessPal, and that just helps me a lot stay consistent with my diet. And you guys will probably notice I eat pretty much the same thing every day. I just switch up the quantities, and sometimes my dinner will be a little different, but I always have my protein French toast with that dessert pizza. I have recipes for both on my feed, and then I'll have more protein French toast. And you guys know my protein fluff. I have that every single night. That's my macro cap. Like, and you'll notice I put some like chocolate or whatever, but it's such in small quantities. Like, it's not gonna kill you. A serving of chocolate chips is not gonna kill you. That, I cannot stress this enough. Flexible dieting has been amazing for me. Okay, let's see. What are your short and long-term fitness goals? Great question. I love that question. So, short-term goal, right now I am in a cutting phase, as many of you may know. I'm just gonna keep going, see how lean I can get, and kind of go from there. In terms of long-term goals, I definitely want to compete. Yes, I want to compete in a bikini competition, and I'm looking at shows next summer, and I'm still so new to the sport that I have a lot to learn, but I've been doing my research, and I think either bikini, maybe figure. I don't know if I have enough muscle for figure yet, but yes, no, I'm gonna compete. Trust me, I want to compete. I think I have the drive. I think I have the discipline to complete a prep. I am just a creature of habit. Like, everything I do is pretty much automated now. Like, there's no complaining. I'm not gonna complain. Like, you only have one life to live. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Oh, I gotta eat so few calories for this prep, or I have to do an hour of cardio. Just do the work. If you have goals, you got to do the work. One thing, something kind of funny, I get my steps in the morning on the treadmill down in my basement, and what I'll do is I'll do my work. So I have two computers, and they're right in front of my treadmill. And so I'm able to work remotely for my job. So I work at the IT department for Notre Dame, so I can work remotely. But what I'll do is I'll work on one computer and the other computer at the same time and get my steps in. And so I'll get my 10,000 steps in within like 2 hours. And that's really helpful. And usually it takes me, oh yeah, I said that already, 2 hours. And yeah, it's really good. I don't make excuses. I can multitask really well. But yeah, so competition, definitely in the books. I definitely want to compete, and I think that I could do very well. I have a great support system, lots of lovely ladies and guys, of course, on the Instagram platform who have been through prep, and they kind of know the ropes more than I do, and they can help me out if I need it. And also, like, my parents, they're not judgy at all about me counting my macros. I know some people have experienced a little, people just not understanding, I guess, when you have goals and they don't understand why you're weighing out your food. But you know what? I'm just gonna do me, and yeah, if anyone has anything to say about that, then so be it. But I'm out here, I have a goal, I want to compete. And so something kind of more long term, I want to get my pro card. I'm not sure if I want to be IIFYM pro. I've been kind of looking at WBFF. I just like the emphasis on the beauty and the fashion, because when I'm outside of the gym, I do like to be a little extra with that in a sense. So yeah, you'll do amazing in a show. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I also appreciate you helping me out and sending me pictures of your food. So yeah, I'm all about helping people and everything. So if you ever want to talk about anything, just shoot me a DM. I'm always up for talking. Okay, let's see. What's another topic I can delve into? Let's see. Oh, I have a question here. Someone asked, why don't I wear leggings when I work out? So that's kind of a funny question. I get super hot and sweaty when I work out, and I just find leggings make me feel constricted, and like they just make me feel super hot. And whenever I try to squat or do any kind of hinging movement with my hips, they always seem to fall down my ass. So I just don't wear leggings. I love shorts, and plus I love showing off my legs. I like my thunder thighs, Thank you. I try. And so yeah, my go-to shorts are the Under Armour shorts. I mean, they're in every single one of my workout videos. I have like 30 different colors. May I share it with you? Share what?
What did you do over there?
Oh, sorry, that's a neighbor. And let's see, what is my favorite food? Peanut butter. Who else loves peanut butter? I mean, peanut butter is amazing. I will say this though. Peanut butter is it's a very high calorie dense food. It'd be a perfect food for bulking, but I'm cutting right now. So I've been kind of limiting my peanut butter intake. What I've been replacing it with is powdered peanut butter. It's all about eating for volume when you're in a cutting phase. So like those higher calorie dense foods, I typically tend to stay away from them. So that's why I have powdered peanut butter, and I just mix it with a little bit of water and it forms peanut butter consistency, and it tastes basically like the real thing. And so I'll put it on rice cakes and share training. Yeah, go ahead, man. Do what you want. All my workout videos are on my channel, so just check them out. And if you ever have questions about a movement I did, or you have any kind of you need advice, just let me know. I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, but I've been there, done that kind of thing through trial and error. And let's see, I have another question here. What are your staple foods in your diet? Great question. So I'm just going to rattle off a few of my staple foods, and then I will comment a little bit about each of them. Okay, so eggs, egg whites, chicken, and Greek yogurt. Those are my 4 main protein sources. And obviously I'll have like protein powder in my protein fluff for my macro cap. But those are my 4 main protein choices. I don't eat red meat, really. I just don't like the taste. So I don't eat beef. I don't really eat pork at all. I'll have turkey bacon, but that's turkey. I love turkey and chicken, more poultry. So yeah, egg whites. I have egg whites in every single one of my meals. So my protein French toast that requires egg whites. Egg scramble, obviously, that I have every day has egg whites. Let's see what else. Dinner will usually have egg whites. Egg whites are really versatile. You can use them pretty much for anything. So if you don't use egg whites, I would highly recommend it. But if you need more calories and more fats, then definitely go with eggs. So again, egg whites are just a way to minimize your fat intake and increase your protein. Turkey bacon, I would eat so much. Yes, definitely. If you pan fry some bacon, turkey bacon, or put it in the oven, that stuff is straight fire. You can make a BLT with that. You know, I could make a macro-friendly BLT for you guys if you want. I could definitely think of a few ideas. So with that, another one of my staple foods is wheat bread, but it's the 35 calorie version. So there are tons of varieties of wheat bread. I don't get the 100 calories a sliced bread because to me that's kind of useless. Why not just get the 35 calorie slice if it basically tastes the same as a regular? So I use that for my protein French toast, as you guys know. Also apples. I have pretty much an apple a day. As they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Anyway, so peanut butter, rice cakes. I love rice cakes. I have caramel and chocolate rice cakes pretty much every day for like dessert. Spinach. Spinach is one of the best foods on the planet. I put that in my egg scramble. It's amazing. And as I had mentioned, PE Science protein powder is the shit. All kinds of vegetables. There's only 2 vegetables I don't like, and it's asparagus and olives. If olives a vegetable, I'm not sure. And then chicken sausage. So those are my staples. Okay, we got a few questions. Everything about powerlifting? Yes, actually. So back in fall of last year, I had a little powerlifting kick. My deadlift and my squat were getting pretty high up there, and I was like, you know, I could be a powerlifter. But I ended up hurting my lower back squatting. Let's see, I hurt it in August. So that's why okay, I should touch on this. So I don't back squat anymore. You guys may have noticed I only do front squats. And it's because in August I hurt my lower back like crazy. It was debilitating pain. I don't know what I did, but I went to back squat and I tweaked my back and it was horrible. Hey Sarah, what's up? Rice cakes for dessert, eat them, shits all day. That's funny. Yeah, you can have I just have the little size ones, but there's like the big round ones. But anyway, back to my story. So I tweaked my lower back and it was debilitating. And I could barely walk, to even sleep it hurt, and I have absolutely no idea what I did to it, but it pretty much hurt any of my aspirations from becoming a powerlifter at the time, because I had to stop deadlifting, I had to stop doing any type of heavy compound movements, and it was when I first started my freshman year, and I was so disappointed. I had gotten my my deadlift up to 250 for one rep, and it was actually kind of horrible. So it took my back like 3 months to get better, and so by November I finally was able to start deadlifting again. And the worst are my hip flexors. Them things just won't budge. That's interesting. There's a ton of resources on YouTube to activate or release tension in your hip flexors. This sounds crazy, but every night before I go to bed, I watch 2 or 3 fitness orientated videos on YouTube. That's just kind of my way of unwinding. I love watching those videos. So back to powerlifting. I don't back squat anymore, and I'm honestly afraid to back squat again because I hurt it twice. I tried to squat again and ended up hurting it again, and I'm not comfortable back squatting again without like professional help. If I were to get some kind of personal trainer or someone who could really help me out with my form, I'd feel a lot more comfortable resuming back squatting, but I'm just not in a comfortable place to start that again. So that would eliminate powerlifting, like, because you get your bench, your deadlift, and your squat. So yeah, powerlifting just ain't the move. And plus, like, I feel like bikini competitions would be a little better for me because I do like the glitz and the glam. I would love getting my makeup done and my hair done, looking like a diva, you know. I know it sounds crazy, but I do like fashion and beauty a lot. So I feel like I could get that out of a bikini competition. So let's see. I never want to be a big powerlifter, just shred, you know. Yeah, and that's another thing. With powerlifting, I don't know if this is the case. I don't know a lot about powerlifting, so correct me if I'm wrong. But for powerlifting, I'm pretty sure you'd have to bulk up a little. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just, like, previously being obese, I really don't want to be bulky ever again. I do like the lean physique, and those guys are scary. Yeah, I mean, have you seen the strongmen type people? Have you heard that Eddie Hall and the Mountain are about to have a fight? That's gonna be interesting. Those big ass guys. But yeah, does anybody else have any questions? Because if not, I can keep talking about another subject if you guys want. I will be uploading this in the form of an IGTV, so if you ever want to come back and watch anything over, by all means, just click on the post once I upload it. Okay, I have another question. Let's see, what are my favorite exercises? Okay, great question. I love front squats. Front squats are like my favorite exercise, and then I would say hip thrusts. So the reason I love front squats so much, okay, it's okay. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. But yeah, you can rewatch this later. So front squats are my favorite exercise. They activate my quads and even my glutes and my hamstrings so much. So that's why I pretty much front squat on every single leg day. And I've been able to increase my PR by like 30 pounds in the last couple of months. So it's been great. I would say my second favorite would have to be hip thrusts. The only thing about hip thrusts that are a little unnerving is that they bruise my hip bones. I have a hip thrust pad that I use, but when I go really heavy, like anything 250 plus, they start bruising my hip bones. So I don't really like that, but I do it for the glute gains. Like I want a big butt, so I just keep doing hip thrusts. I'd say my third favorite is shoulder press. I like training my shoulders. I like the rounded look, and shoulder press makes your shoulders look huge. And then I would say my fourth favorite would have to be tricep extension. They're really hard, but I like them. My triceps, they're really difficult for me to train. They just like, I can't go that heavy yet because I guess they're not as strong, but my triceps are always tore up the next day after a tricep workout. So those would be my top four favorite. Yeah, I try to stick to heavier compound movements. So like the deadlift, the front squat, any type of squat, and bench. I do bench, and I've been able to get my PR back to 95 pounds. That was my PR before quarantine. So obviously quarantine kind of derailed a few plans. My deadlift has suffered tremendously. I don't know what the deal is, but my PR has been decreased significantly, so that's a little saddening, but what can you do? It's all good. I'll build my way back up to the top, and it's no big deal. We'll be fine. So if you have any questions, just shoot them to me. Yeah, let's see. What are you studying in college? Okay. So like I said, I attend the University of Notre Dame, and I am studying, so my major is called Science Business. It's mostly chemistry and biology and physics mixture, and then I'll take a few business classes. So like next semester I'll be taking accounting and business, IT, and analytics. And yeah, I love that. I want to go either into biotechnology or pharmacology, like the pharmaceutical industry. Not really sure yet. I've entertained the idea of becoming a chemist, but I don't know. We'll see where the world takes me, Let's see. So what is your diet like? So I kind of touched on this, but I do, if it fits your macro, so IIFYM. You guys have probably seen this a lot on Instagram. So basically it's a diet where there are no foods that are off limits, and so my diet is pretty much 85% clean and then 15% what I call fun foods. So that's when I'll put like a little bit of cereal, a little bit of chocolate chips on my fluff that I have every night. But yeah, most of my diet is very clean, and I try to stick to whole foods. They just make me feel a lot better in my stomach and make me feel better about myself. So I do not eat fast food at all. The only fast food I'll ever have is occasionally Chick-fil-A or Chipotle, but that's it. That's the only thing I ever have that's fast food. And so I eat for volume, which means all of my meals are high volume, and this just makes me feel full for the long run. So like staying away from those higher calorie dense foods like peanut butter. What's another good one? Avocado is really good for you, but it's high in calories, so I typically don't have that. But I'll have like riced cauliflower instead of rice, and then I'll have big salads and protein French toast. So yeah. Let's see. Do I have any more questions? Because if I don't, then I will hop off. Let's see. What is your least favorite muscle to train? Oh, that's a great question. I would say chest. I know that sounds pretty typical, but I just bench for chest, but I don't like isolating my chest. I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't really need it. My chest is pretty developed already, and I would much rather develop my arms more or like my legs more. And like chest is just, I don't know, it's very uncomfortable for me to train, and I just don't really like it. And then I would have to say maybe abs. I will admit I kind of slack on my abs. I don't really isolate them that much, but I kind of rely on my heavy compound movements like deadlift and front squats and those other movements for my abs, because I mean my abs are they're decent, but as I get leaner we'll see how developed they are. And yeah, let's see. Plans for competing. So I kind of addressed this earlier, but I want to compete in a bikini competition next summer. And along with that, next summer I want to be a certified personal trainer. I could definitely see myself training people on the side. And yeah, I definitely could see myself being a personal trainer. I would love helping someone reach their own fitness goals, and yeah, I think it'd be super fun to do on the side because I already love going to the gym, so why not make it a side hustle, help other people out. Let's see, any other questions? Let's see, what is your opinion on the keto diet? Okay, I'm not a nutritionist, like I said, not a personal trainer. I don't have any certifications at all, but I will say, from my own personal preference, I love carbs too much, so I could never go on a keto diet. But keto works for some people. It's really a matter of personal preference and how your body responds to certain diets. I will say that, like, for keto, if I were to eliminate whole groups of foods, I just feel like it would lead to a very restrictive, impossible eating disorder. So I really don't want to do that. I don't want to eliminate any foods. Like I said, I do not have any foods that are off limits. My diet is 85% clean and then 15% fun foods. So I would never do keto personally, but you know what? It works for some people and it doesn't work for others, and that's fine. It's all a matter of personal preference, whatever works for you. However, if your goal is to lose weight, the ultimate deciding factor should be a calorie deficit. So whether that's doing it through a keto diet, through what's another one? The vegan, Whole30, I don't know. Whatever those diets are. If you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. So, yeah. I'm going to see if there are any other questions, and if not, I'm going to leave it at that. Let's see. Okay, I'm 19 years old. That's in my bio, too. My birthday's in July, so I'll be turning 20 pretty soon. And I'm a rising sophomore in college. And okay, how long have you been lifting? 2.5 years. So kind of a newbie, but I've learned so much. Like, it's been absolutely amazing to see not only the physical growth but the mental growth. I mean, back when I was 60 pounds heavier, I wasn't even the same person. I was a shy girl, never really talked to anybody. Had no self-esteem, and lifting and losing that weight really transformed the person I am today. I love talking to people now. I'm very outgoing. Yeah, I just feel like I have a second life. Like, I've been reinstated with a new sense of perspective on the world, and it's been so rewarding, honestly. And if you're thinking about starting to lift, or you're looking to get a little more invested, I would highly recommend it. It's changed my life, and it's really one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And so yeah, so I'm just gonna give a final update here. So I have been in a cutting phase since November. I started that cutting phase at 160 pounds. So right now I'm at 140. That means I've lost 20 pounds since November. So as you can tell, that's very slow. Like anything, like consistent weight loss is going to be a lot more sustainable. You don't want to try to lose weight too fast because you're just not going to be able to keep it off in the long run. So I've kept my deficit very moderate, and I do have a coach that has been I've been working with since March, and I look to stick with her until I am able to compete. She's been amazing, so shout out to Lexi. Thank you so much for all your help. And so I've made amazing progress with her, and I look to keep going. So yeah, it's honestly just about consistency. And if you ever feel like you're in a place that you need help or support, or you just don't know where to turn, I'm always here as a resource for you. If you ever need to talk or need advice, I would love to help. But if you need a little more professional help, a little more personalized approach, I would definitely recommend reaching out to a coach. So Lexi, she works with Team Pro Physique. I've had great experience with them so far, so that's one option you could use. But honestly, just make sure you do your research before picking a coach, because a lot of times there are not so good coaches out there, and you also want a coach who's going to be able to support you no matter what and really care about your goals. So that's all I'm going to have to say about that. But to all the people who tuned in, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm just going to see if I've missed any questions before I get out. It looks like I have not. So, okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to upload this as an IGTV, so if you want to watch, feel free. And thank you so much, and see you guys later. Have a beautiful Saturday, and really seize the day. See ya.